what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we have crusty audio because it's hot in here and I have to have the air conditioner running. I did try to filter it out, but it's going to create some artifacting. Either way, we have At Last for Arc as requested by Kachauga in the comments of the last video, and a lot of people wanted me to listen to this one, so that's what we're doing today. No other details given, so without further ado, let's go! All right. Sitting down heavy. 4 firmly on the floor. So far, just kind of chilling in the atmosphere. That might be the whole thing, though. I'm not mad about it, but I'm feeling something swelling up. So I have a feeling we're gonna go somewhere. Unless I think this one's like 5 minutes long, so there's time, but there's also no guarantee. Oh, it changed up the pattern. They're hanging on it. We're at least getting a new element here. Ooh. The shift down. So we're getting some movement. Oh. It's a subtle change. But I love those. Yeah, I think we are just gonna sit here the whole time. This is atmospheric as hell. This is heavy. It's not like the traditional kind of atmosphere. It's a driving, almost unsettling atmosphere. Very trancy. Very deep trance. This might be one of the most neutral songs I've heard in a while. That sample sounds familiar. I worked in medical fields long enough to recognize that, like, it's like an emergent pattern that happens with some medical equipment. That like beeping that was going on, that ba-dip, 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 that was happening in the background, especially at those transitions. That must be what that is, because that's like a failure of like a heart monitor or something like that. It's very much in that category. I couldn't tell you what exact piece causes that sound, but it definitely is something that happens in a hospital. So obviously this song is all in the atmosphere. There's not really too much to talk about when it comes down to the general musicality of this one. It is largely sitting around the E, I think, is kind of where we're sitting. I don't think it's the key, because we do have this mainly as the chord here, this C sharp minor. We do get a little bit of movement between the C, the E, and actually the F sharp. I don't think that that's any part of the chord though. I think it's this, because that is a better resonant note. If you go ahead and do this, you can feel how that dissonance sits in there, a little bit too dirty, and I think this is a much better root chord for this song. It just feels better, so I'm gonna roll with it. No clue if that's actually the key or anything, but it does feel better to me. This song though doesn't really focus on any of that. It does move around, but that's about it. Most of this is purely in the atmosphere. This song roots itself so heavily in atmosphere, so heavily in that like deep trance sound, that really heavy, very reverb heavy sort of track. And it's just like, okay, here we are. I don't know what the point of this is for this. I don't know who the character is on screen. None of that makes any sense to me. I haven't seen that character to my knowledge, so I don't know what the story is or why this song would be playing, but the atmosphere being what it is, and the fact that it's called 4-arc, worries me if I was correct about the whole, medical equipment going emergent. That's a bad sign. And obviously the general vibe of this track, the atmosphere, the tone of it is not giving me good feelings. It doesn't make me feel happy and, warm and fuzzy on the inside. I'm feeling stressed. This song is designed for stress. It's designed to make you feel like there's something else coming at some point, but it never quite moves to whatever that is. That's why when I was hearing this song, I'm like, oh, we're gonna be moving somewhere. I just don't know where yet. I was waiting for it because it felt like it was constantly ramping up into something, but it never did. It never gave me that satisfaction. It basically always moved to something else. That's why like keeping it inside something like a C sharp minor makes so much sense, for like the key being what it is, but also the fact that the song doesn't really move anywhere, because this sort of a key doesn't necessarily want to. This song hangs right around that key, and this as a chord does not want to resolve anywhere. It does resolve, but it doesn't want to. It's a very strange, like if you were to go anywhere nearby, it kind of just keeps itself tense the entire way through. If you were to go to any of these notes individually, it doesn't really feel like it wants to go anywhere either. It still gets tense. It like that might be the closest thing, just straight up choosing an E. But like that isn't exactly what's happening here, because the electronic nature of this song kind of roots on the one note. It doesn't like to sit in the full triad chord, so it's not the same thing, and that's why I'm just giving it the C sharp minor, because this is the 3 notes that I notice the most in this song, and it would make sense to just call the key that. I don't think that we're actually getting the E here. I don't think this to this makes much sense, Maybe it just doesn't quite want to land. It keeps sitting wherever it wants to move. It's never somewhere that's satisfying. So this entire song is riding that edge. It's edging climax, which sounds so awful, but that's exactly what this song is doing. It doesn't want to move to that next step. It doesn't want to go over that cusp and create something new. I don't think that was the point that Cosmograph was trying to make here. I think the point he was trying to make with this song was you're stuck here. You're unable to move. The reality is you don't get a choice right now. You are here. There is something coming, maybe, and you just have to knuckle down and bear with whatever the fuck is about to happen. And all of these sounds going on, all of this huge reverb in here, a lot of the sound effects and everything building onto that atmosphere makes you feel much more claustrophobic than anything else. Even though there is a lot of room with all that reverb, it's making it feel, it's simulating that space and that freedom. It doesn't exist. It's just a simulation. Just like how you think you can get out of a situation is all in your head, this song is sitting there, not letting you move, and it's feeling tense all the time. And even if it does technically have ways out of this tension, this song basically opts to go everywhere else possible instead of making it feel satisfying to listen to. It's not that the song itself isn't satisfying, it's just designed not to be. The song itself is very well produced and it's satisfying in the fact that it's not letting you get anywhere, but in the moment of the story is what I mean. It's not letting you escape. And I'm sure that's thematic given the crazy fucking eye we just saw in the video there. Again, I don't know who that is. I don't know what their story is, but I don't like the way he's looking at me, and I don't think anyone else does either. So I think that's kind of the bulk of my opinion on this song. I don't think there's much else for me to add on this one. Again, with all the sound design stuff being the focus of this song, there's not much melodically to dig into, and that's totally fine. I think this song serves its purpose fully well if the point was to make you feel uncomfortable and stuck, nowhere to go, trapped in whatever room, listening to people maybe screaming out the hallway, and you have to stay there and be with that. And you're not comfortable with it, but it's what you're doing now. And whether or not that's true, or you're the person trying to chase down this crazy bastard through the middle of like some occupied building, probably a hospital or something related, probably the Ark if I'm being real. This song just tracks for being a crazy zealot trying to take down the entirety of humanity, basically. And with what I have experienced in the NIKKE lore, that totally fits. So I'm assuming that's it. That's my general thoughts on the song. I don't really have much else to say on this one, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!